What is up guys, this is Tito back with another video on the Redmi K20 Pro, and today in this video I'm going to be showing you the latest Nusantara ROM based on Android 11, and this is the Nusantara project version 3.2. The build date here is the 31st August 2021, not quite September yet, and there are two versions, one includes the GApps and one does not. And here I have of course flashed the GApps included variant, and if you read the notes it says it is using the OSS vendor and it is based on the Snap Lite kernel, and it is also based on the latest Android 11 firmware. So Android 11 firmware is needed to actually flash this ROM. So if you are coming from an Android 10 based firmware, make sure you are flashing the latest Android 11 firmware. If you don't know what I am talking about, just watch the ArrowOS video from the card right there, ArrowOS installation video I mean. Now here, let me explain my experience of flashing this ROM, because I have moved to this particular Nusantara ROM from the Android 12 beta 4.1 build, and there you can watch that particular video from the card or the description. Do check out the description, you can get all the important links from the description of course. After I flashed the Android 12 ROM, the recovery was fine, but after I flashed Magisk, I think the recovery broke apart. And by that, what do I mean? Well, the Orange Fox's boot animation was just showing, but it was not booting into the Orange Fox recovery itself. It was just stuck at the boot screen of the Orange Fox recovery. So that's what happened after flashing that Android 12 beta 4.1 with Magisk. So after that, I had to fastboot flash stock MIUI. So I wanted to flash the MIUI 12.0.4, but that simply did not work in the Mi Flash tool. It was showing that I have some anti-rollback issues. So that's the reason why it did not simply flash the MIUI 12.0.4 or the 12.0.6 MIUI. I tried that, but still that did not work because those MIUIs were based on Android 10 and it was showing anti-rollback error. So that is the reason why I had to fastboot flash the latest MIUI 12.5.1 that is based on Android 11. Yes, I did fastboot flash the latest Android 11 based MIUI on the Redmi K20 Pro. That worked super fine with the Mi Flash tool. And after that, I clean flashed everything like the recovery. Then I flashed this particular ROM. And while doing that, let me explain what I did exactly. So after just fastboot flashing the MIUI 12.5.1, I directly went into the fastboot mode, and then I flashed the Orange Fox recovery with the fastboot commands. Of course, if you don't know what I'm talking about, again, watch the complete flashing guide from the description. I used the command fastboot flash recovery.img, and after that, I flashed the zip file of Orange Fox recovery. That worked super fine. After that, I formatted data. Then everything was wiped from the storage, so I connected a USB cable to my PC and transferred this Nusantara project ROM, and I just flashed it with fcrypt disabler, and that worked super fine. I did not even flash any firmware or something, but as I was on the latest Android 11 firmware, that is the MIUI 12.5.1, so that worked super fine. And right now I have booted successfully over here. This method will work for all the ROMs, so if you're switching from MIUI, that will work super fine on the latest Android 11 firmware based custom ROMs. So now let's talk about this ROM. Well, Nusantara is one of the most customizable ROMs right now, and this is no different. The experience over here is huge, I would say, in terms of customizations. Let me show you the stock launcher first. This is the Nusantara launcher present by default, and if you go to the MISC settings, we have this particular kind of settings, and we can disable the suggestions from here too, and we have the app drawer customization. You can change the background opacity from here only, and the home screen settings are there. So we have the random message, then the double tap, you can switch it to screen off or any options. If you want to try like the screenshot and stuff, you can do that, but I don't know why you did do that. And we have the show now playing at a glance and the Google app, etc. you can enable, and from the icons you can have the notification dots, and you can have this add app icons to the home screen. Icon size you can increase or decrease it, and of course this launcher has this double tap to sleep anywhere in the home screen, and that works super fine. I have the always on display turned off, and from here we can enable this always show time and info, and there are some custom options too. You can actually change these from here if you want to, and we have the always on display. That looks like this. I hope you can see it. It is pretty low in brightness, but yes, I can see it. And here, let me actually show you from the always on display. The fingerprint scanner works perfectly fine. Let me show you one more time from the lock screen. And as you can see, fingerprint scanner over here is not a problem, but once I double tap, I see the screen kind of blinks for 1 second, as you can see. So yeah, the fingerprint scanner is working perfectly fine. No issues with that. And these are the lock screen clocks that you will get over here. And we have this Android 12 clock. Let me actually try this. Okay, so this is a smaller kind of Android 12 clock, as you can see, And if I try this Android S style clock, yes, this is the big kind of clock if you're noticing. So on the always on display, let me actually, of course you can change the always on display brightness if you want to from this custom options. You can increase this always on display brightness, I guess. And if I enable this force brightness values, let's see. So right now, as you can see, the always on display brightness is quite like visible, I would say. So yeah, it actually works when you increase the always on display brightness, but right now again it dropped. So yeah, it is kind of a buggy experience with the always on display brightness, but maybe you can use that. Let me go back over here, and this particular ROM has huge amount of customizations. Let me actually go into the settings one more time, and these icons, well, they do appear, but right now they are not appearing for some reason. But yeah, as you can see, the settings panel has this kind of jumpiness everywhere whenever you are scrolling through them. Again, the about section looks like this. We have the processor architecture mentioned over there. Then we have the chipset. It does not show 855, but it shows the model name SM8150 it shows. And we have the Android version right here. If I tap on it, okay, so I have to double tap, I guess. And here we have the Android 11 version, if you're noticing. Let me go back. The security patch here is latest of August 5th, 2021, not quite September yet because this is a August build. And we have the Snap kernel, Snap Lite kernel, and we have the SLink status as enforcing. Let me go back. We have the Nusantara version over here. The Nusantara project version is 3.2 and the code name is Revolution, and here is the official build. It is mentioned 29th August 2021 build, and the maintainer's name is Wadi Habib. And this build simply has huge amount of customizations. Again, if you go into the system, it doesn't have a system updater, but that's totally fine. You can just dirty flash it whenever you want to. And in terms of the gestures, we have this gesture navigation and stuff. If you go into the settings, we have huge customization, amount of screen height to be used, then the gesture bar length, the radius, and even the margin from bottom you can customize. So I did customize it. That's why my gesture bar or the pill bar looks like this. And we have the haptic feedback and the back arrow animation. You can also enable those if you want to. We have the 2 button and 3 buttons navigation as well. Then we have the prevent ringing kind of thing and the power menu controls. Then we have the adaptive playback and the quickly open camera, system navigation, gestures, everything is there again. And we have the front camera sound effects. From here you can calibrate the front camera if it's stuck or something. And we have the sound effects for the front camera, and the camera LED you can also disable from here. The default keyboard over here is Gboard because this is the GApps included version again. And VoLTE calling and stuff should be working super fine here. That's not a problem. And again, on the stock launcher to the left, we have the Google's Discover page. Swiping up gets you to the app drawer and it looks like this. And swiping down gets you to the notification or the quick setting panel. And on the app drawer, we also have this searching kind of thing, searching apps option. And we have the widgets working totally fine over here. Talking about the quick setting panel, you can edit and add multiple toggles, but here I have noticed one bug, that is the FPS counter that is not working. As you can see right now, I did enable the FPS counter. It is not quite working. So that's how it is. And we have the night light and stuff. And I have also added a couple of things like the live display. You can enable this like super bright mode, the outdoor brightness mode, and the display goes really bonkers kind of bright. And we have the reboot toggle too, so if you tap and hold on it, you can directly reboot to the recovery or fast boot from here. Then we have the sound toggle. If you tap and hold on it, we get the volume panel just like this, and it looks cool. Also, you can customize the volume panel thoroughly. Later I'll show you those. And we have the nearby share, heads up and stuff. Then the data saver, do not disturb, hotspot, and also the screen recorder is there. We get the device audio and the microphone audio recording at the same time with this particular screen recorder. Bluetooth Wi-Fi, everything works fine. I have connected the 5 GHz Wi-Fi, that is too working fine. Also the brightness slider, if you're noticing, I did change those, but you can have multiple or different styles for the brightness slider too. Talking about the customization, well, all the customizations are present in the Nusantara Wings settings. And from here we get the themes, and we have this Nusantara Wings background. You can also change it to iOS, transparent, random accent, and I am not going to show you all the customization. Just notice how many customizations are there. We have this RGB control, and we have the quick setting header style, then the other things like the tile shape, etc. And if we go down, we have the status bar height. Yes, I had to customize this to extra large. Otherwise, these icons were too much to the top. It was like going out of the bezel or something. Because my screen protector here has a black border, that's why I'm using this with the extra large option. But you can also go with the large option, but the default is too much shrink to the top. And we also have the rounded corner. So if you want to have this medium kind of rounded corners, if you're noticing from the quick setting panel too, you can use this medium or large. Also the settings theme, you can choose between the default, accent, or AOSP. And we have the enable custom dashboard action and stuff, and the Wi-Fi bar, the signal bar, the brightness slider, the panel background, everything you can customize over here. In the notification, we have the heads up edge lighting option, and we have the notification sound effective and the notification count, etc. And we have the artwork fade level and stuff. And in the MISC settings, we get huge customization. Do not think that if it's a MISC setting, it does not have much customization. Well, there is the gaming mode, and you can also enable and customize a lot of things from this gaming mode. And we have the extended idle option, then the screen of animation you can change, then the blink flashlight for incoming calls are there. The double tap to sleep on the lock screen and status bar as well is there. Now swipe right screenshot is also there, as you can see, and it has the long screenshot, and as you can see it does work. And we have the edit, share and delete option, and if you go into the edit, you can mark something, I guess, from here just like this. So yeah, you can save it or share it, or you can do these kind of things. And we have the text option over here. So if you want to add some particular text, you can add them from here, and you can share them from here right away. And then we have the use framework values and stuff, and then left padding, status bar and stuff is there. So status bar padding is right here in the MISC settings. Now jumping to the lock screen settings, here I love the things that we have these many options. We have the lock screen charging info enabling option, then the quick setting on lock screen and stuff. Then if you go down, we have the weather kind of enabling option, but I was not able to enable the weather because let me actually show you. If I go into this setup, and from here, if I tap on last update, it does not update, it just shows it is disabled. So yeah, that's how it is as of now. I guess for some reason I can't enable it. If you go into the fingerprint preference, you get even more things, and the feature that I love the most is present over here. That is the forced fingerprint option. That simply means once you reboot the device, you can just tap the fingerprint scanner and that will unlock your device. And here you don't have to enter your PIN after you reboot your device. Every time after you reboot, you just tap the fingerprint scanner, the device unlocks. So that is a huge amazing feature in my opinion, although you need to have the decrypted storage over here to actually use this particular feature. Then we have the fingerprint icons, and these are the icons that you get pretty normal, and we have the pressed color, it shows as white. But let me actually show you once I'm using it, the color, if you're noticing, let me actually show you one more time. Okay, so this is cyan. As you can see, the color is not white, but yes, by default the option which is chosen is white. And we have the recognizing animation as well. Then we have the scanning or the Cyberpunk 2077, and we have the pulsar, supernova, stripe, McLaren, etc. Let me just go with the McLaren one, and let's see if that works. Okay, so the always on display, it is almost not visible, but from the lock screen, it is quite visible. Let me show you one more time. So here from the always on display, the animation is not simply visible as you just saw. And right now from the lock screen, yes, from the lock screen, it is visible. So for some reason, always on display fingerprint scanner animation does not show up. And right now, moving on to the status bar customization, we have the battery options. Here we get the battery percentage kind of thing, and we can set the battery percentage next to the icon, or you can change the battery icons. And as you can see, we have plethora of battery icons like these, and these looks really cool in my opinion. So you can use whatever battery icons that you will want. And the battery bar also is there. You can enable it if you are someone who uses battery bar. And we have the carrier label, then the clock options, of course, AM, PM, date style, font size, everything you can customize. Then we have the icon manager. From here we have the tuner status bar. You can enable the headset, Bluetooth, etc. icons from here. Nusantara logo is there. You can enable it if you want to, just like that. And we have the 4G icon, then the VoLTE icon also you can choose from here. So again, huge amount of customizations pretty much. And we have the quick setting panel customization. From here you have the brightness control, so you can slide a finger on the status bar to actually adjust the brightness just like this. So yeah, this is a huge feature again, and I do love this feature too. And we have the quick setting tint option, and you can have this tint to random color, Android 12, etc. If I go with the Android 12, as you can see, the quick setting panel is kind of tinted right now. And if I go to the disco, this is how it will look. So yeah, you can choose whatever you want. And the label tint is also there. Then we have the background opacity, etc. And if you scroll down more, you have the column and row number customization for the quick settings panel too. So yeah, again, huge amount of customizations with the quick setting panel too. And in the traffic indicators, we have the location for the traffic indicator. Well, I did not enable it because I use a separate app for that. And here in the buttons, we have the long press power button toggle torch, or you can also set it to double tap power button. And we have the volume panel customization. Again, the default one looks like this, but you can go with the AOSP, compact, audio, tiled, MIUI, etc. options. And the shape shift option is also there too. And the volume steps options are there. You can customize that too. Volume panel on the left side is there. Also the volume dialog timeout you can customize from here. That is a really good thing in my opinion. In the power menu, we do have the advanced reboot. Also here we get the power menu opacity, and this is how the power menu looks like, by the way. And you can also enable the Google Home smart lights from here. And if you tap on advanced, this is how the advanced power menu settings looks like. You can directly reboot to the recovery or the system UI, or you can go to the bootloader or just reboot the system from this restart button. So that is good that the power menu has the advanced reboot options. And again, huge plethora amount of customizations are there. You no need to worry about it. And in the battery settings, this is how it looks like. If you tap here, you see the full battery usage. Let me go back. We also have the thermal profiles you can enable from here. I'll show you the benchmarks with the thermal profiles, of course. And here we have the screen on time and stuff and the last full charge. And on the bottom, it shows the battery temperature, but in the design battery capacity, current battery capacity, the charging cycles, it shows everything as unavailable for some reason on this ROM. I have never seen this happening, but yes, I tried to do a couple of reboots, but still it shows as unavailable. And talking about the battery life, I did not charge the battery from a long time. As you can see, like 19 hours ago I charged and I still had like quite a lot of juice left. So as you can see, this was the battery drop like for 20 hours. So I would say the battery life should be really good over here. That should not be a problem. Let me go back in the display settings, and this is how it looks like. Again, we have that lock screen settings. Then the dark theme, of course, you can enable, and the background is completely pitch black over here, and you can of course change that from the themes. And we have the live display customization. From here we get the color calibration and stuff. Let me scroll down. We have the double tap to wake, then the UI background blur is there, and I would say yes, it is working, as you can see right now. And the prevent accidental wake up is also there. This is the pocket detection, and the font size, display size, and the DPI you can also customize from here. Let me go back to the sounds. Of course, if you scroll down, we do have the Mi Audio Dirac, and of course you can use this with the youth edition. The hi-fi audio option is also present, and the sound output via the Bluetooth and the headphone jack as well should be really good. And also you can get the vibration and haptic feedbacks from here. You can customize these however you want to. Now in the security, we of course get the face unlock. So let me just set it up. Now let's just test the speed of the face unlock. So I'll just double tap over here. So as soon as I double tap, as you can see, it uses the face unlock to unlock the device. So yeah, I think you can turn it off, but maybe it will be a little bit of problem. So as soon as you double tap, as you can see, whenever the device wakes up, it will use the face unlock when you have like set that face unlock up. So you can actually change this allow face unlock on lock screen when the screen is turned on, when swiping up on the lock screen. So yes, this is a good thing that we have this toggling option. So right now let me just test the face unlock, and from here, as you can see, it does not like pop out the front camera. Whenever I double tap, I have to swipe up every time I really want to use the face unlock. So yes, you can actually switch it. Talking about the AppLock, as you can see, it has the 15 seconds and the instantly locks and the screen off option. And from here you can search any particular app and log them just like this. You can hide the notification from here. And let me right now test the AppLock. As you can see, from here I can directly like tap the fingerprint scanner or use the pin or use the face data to actually unlock this particular app. So I'm gonna just tap the fingerprint scanner, and as you can see, it unlocks. Let me see from the recent panel. Yes, it still shows the contents. So if I double tap in the blank area, let me just test that. So yes, right now, as you can see, whenever you have locked the device previously, you cannot simply go into that particular app from the recent panel or the notifications, I guess. So from here, you have to actually enter your fingerprint to actually get into the app. So yes, this is good that the app lock is actually working perfectly fine here. Now talking about the camera, it has this Boreal SLR camera over here, and with that, the front camera and stuff, everything should be working fine, as you can see. And even the rear camera is working fine. You can switch between lenses from here, but there is this ID4 option which force closes the camera for some reason. As you can see right now, the camera is force closing. So yeah, I have to again like clear all the things. But yes, normal usage, the Gcam should be working fine. But I haven't tested ANX camera over here, but I'll test that and like write it down somewhere if it's actually working or not. But I do not have flashed Magisk right now, so I am not able to test it right now, but I will try after I shoot this video. So yeah, I'll put a text here or somewhere where I'll describe if the ANX camera worked fine or not. Of course, I'm gonna try the ANX camera version 190R. Now, some of you guys were complaining about the SafetyNet. Well, SafetyNet passes here right out of the box. As you can see, I do not have Magisk flashed or something. So SafetyNet is not a problem on this particular ROM. Also, the DRM info stays as L1 even if you have broken it previously. So that is great that the DRM info is L1 over here. So you can stream Netflix or Amazon Prime videos in 1080p on this particular ROM. And here you get the Google Photos backup and sync, like the unlimited backup and sync, as you can see. Of course, it backs up with that pixel free backup, shows up over here. The RAM management should be really good. And by the way, again, recent panel looks like this. We have the screenshot kill app and the clear all option. And we have all these options. If you tap on the icon, split screen and stuff, everything is there. And here are the end-to-end Geekbench score with a CPU stress test on this particular ROM. So if you ask me personally, should you go with this Nusantara ROM? Well, definitely, I would definitely suggest you guys, if you really want a great standby battery life ROM and a great like customizable ROM, definitely you should look for this Nusantara OS or Nusantara project ROM. And this particular ROM is also available for the Redmi Note 10 Pro 2, and there as well you will get amazing experience with this particular ROM. But yes, it does not come with ANX camera or something, so yeah, I really need to test that later. If you're fine with Google camera, it should be working fine. Just don't click on that ID4 kind of option that will get over there in the lens switching option. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you have not yet. This is Tito from KTN Tech signing off for today. I'll be catching you guys in the next one. Bye bye now.